Throughout the years, Wilderness Wear has turned it into quite a large company as far as rafting companies go. We're not the biggest, but instead of expanding, we try to focus on quality a little bit more. But over the years, we have grown quite a bit, and we do many different types of rafting trips, from half-day trips to a 10-day trip on the Doris River. People come here because they want to have fun. Some of them may be risk takers, some of them may be terrified about the experience, but they're on their bucket list or whatnot. So we take any type of person rafting. They don't have to have any experience, but they're all after an experience. We kind of specialize in multi-day trips, the wilderness trips, stuff like that. So we have a lot of guides that really do a great job with those type of trips. We also have kind of diversified out a little bit, and we do some specialty trips. One is called an end-to-end. So instead of camping each night, it's a multi-day trip, but instead of camping, you go to a bed and breakfast each night. And you do other activities like horseback riding and jeep tours and stuff like that. We also do guided mountain biking trips, so we've definitely diversified a little bit over the years.
I'm really interested in knowing, how did you start working with Wilderness Wear?
Well, I'm originally from Indiana, and I moved out here in 2001 to go to college at Colorado Mountain College. Majored in outdoor recreation leadership, so was kind of training to guide and facilitate lots of different type of activities. And throughout the course of that program, did a rafting trip and decided that's what I wanted to do for a really long time. So got hooked up with Wilderness Wear, and my first year working as a raft guide was 2003.
Okay, great. And then why did you specifically choose Wilderness Wear? What about it appealed to you?
Wilderness Wear actually, when I went to Colorado Mountain College, was contracted to teach their whitewater rafting class. So they taught the class that I was a student in. And that was my introduction to rafting and to Wilderness Wear. And I knew some guides for other companies who were really experienced in everything, and they told me that if I wanted the best training and to work for pretty much the best company, that Wilderness Wear was it.
The training was designed to Joe and other managers who've been through here, and we're fine-tuning it on and off over the years to where we got it now to a point where we have it written down. We just press the button on the computer, and it shoots out a 20-page training program.
Wow!
In it, everything we need, everything we need to train them, and everything they need to have to be a good river guide. So then we just start at the top and just go through day after day after day. The first week we generally just go through the basics and get them learning how to drive the vehicle down the river, the raft, like a car. So once they feel a little bit familiar, then we go up a notch, and if they don't remember what they did in the first week, we now start nagging at them and putting the pressure on them and depriving them of treats, or making them swim for paddles, or if they drop something or do something, they lose time at the helm, so they don't like that. So they work harder not to miss out on the treats or whatever it might be. Then on the third week, it goes up a notch again. We talk aggressive. They've got to get in our faces, got to start pushing us around, because especially the girls, because if they end up with a big bunch of footballers or whatever, and you've got a little midget girl and she's in charge, if she's not strong and aggressive and confident, they're going to run her over. So I start being the footballer and start pushing them around. So if they let me push them around, well, I just push them in the river, I splash them with water, I don't physically hurt them, but life isn't that fun. So they need to get aggressive and get whatever. And if they mess up on the things from the second week, which I should from the first week, then I just get mad. I'll throw water at them, I'll make them swim across the river and back, or I don't know, whatever happens at the time, it just pops out. So, and I hold them to a high standard. And then also, I ask them, do they want to be the best in town? And they all put their hand up. So that gives me a license to make them the best in town. So if they can't do this in 2 minutes, if they can't do their knots blindfold in 5 seconds, then you're not going on the river. Well, I want to go on the river. Well, then do your practice. And if you have to stay at home, if you have to do it there, if you have to ask me, there's no excuses. I don't like excuses. I don't like reasons or whatever. Don't be late. Don't be this. Don't be that. Here's the rules. All you have to do is just play by the rules, and you can have anything you want.
no one can slack without everyone else knowing that they're a slacker. So laziness and cutting corners when it hurts the other guys is not accepted, not tolerated. And also, it's also very rewarding when you do a good job. It's definitely shown, and when you screw up, it's also you're held accountable for that. Also,
I think the efficiency that you're talking about, the attention of detail, is nice because it really helps kind of facilitate like a family feeling. That way, you know, if everyone's watching each other, you know, and making sure the little things are done right, then you know, everyone's happy. You know, if one person slacks, then everyone has to work harder to pick up that slack. So, you know, because of that, everyone does usually pitch in and do their best, and it makes things run really smooth. And I think it kind of sets us apart from the other companies.